Hey, what's up everyone? Tedrick85 here, and today I'm going to be beginning a new segment on my channel, which I'm really looking forward to, and I'm so excited to actually start this. I kind of talked about this in my one update video that I was going to start a new segment, which I didn't say exactly what it was. But for those of you that know me, know that I'm a huge soccer fan, and also, in one of my other update videos, you all probably saw me play this game, and because of it, and I love this game so much, I might as well start a segment on my channel called Fun with FIFA 10. And what I'm gonna do with it in this segment is get all the games that either are popular or games that are of interest to me, and I'm gonna play them on this FIFA 10 if they are available. I
EA
know some of the
Sports
teams
to the
that are playing in the top leagues aren't necessarily in this game, so naturally I'd have to substitute them, but I figured it'd be a fun thing to do, just relax and play one of my games while playing up to, since the new season, the English Premier League season starting, and as you can see, Wayne Rooney here on the title screen, but yeah, another thing is that those of you that know me too should know that I'm also a big Newcastle United fan, so it shouldn't be a surprise that this first video in my segment is going to be Newcastle versus Southampton, which is going to be upcoming this Sunday, and I'm really looking forward to it, and home, and I'm really excited to see what exactly this Newcastle team can do. I know they got Steve McLaren in there, and as you can see, I'm going to change it to the home kit, even though they're the away team. Kind of puts me in mind of Sunderland a little bit, which is Newcastle's rival team, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what the new players and Steve McLaren can do. And as you can see, Southampton often feed the ball to the second striker when attacking, and as you can probably see, look to get the ball wide when in possession. These squads aren't exactly up to date. Use the width of pitch to open up play for an advancing fullback, then switch play. And since the rosters have changed so much since this game came out, and I base these rosters basically from 2012 on, and if there's a player that played on the team, then I try my best to acclimatize him in there. Like, for instance, Adam Lallana, he used to play for Southampton, but now he plays for Liverpool. So there's going to be some current players for these teams and some past players on these teams, as you'll see in the lineups here, but I try to be as faithful to the current lineup as I possibly can, though sometimes I just can't help it. Like right here, Shay Gibbons no longer on Newcastle, neither is David Santon or Shane Ferguson just recently got loaned out to Millwall, and Erta Burak now plays for Bournemouth. Alderweireld's no longer with the team, neither is Danny Fox or Morgan Schneiderlin or Jason Puncheon, which Puncheon plays for Crystal Palace now, and Ricky Lambert just signed a deal with West Brom, so as you can see here, I got off to a pretty good start here with Jose Perez, which this is one of the players that I'm going to be looking forward to whenever Newcastle plays their season. And I know he showed a lot of promise last year. He's a young player. We got him from Tenerife over in Spain, and he showed a lot of promising plays throughout the last season. And I think he's going to be a player, if he develops right, can be a valuable asset. As you can see, I tried to get the ball into Mitrovic, which is one of the key signings that Newcastle have made during the transfer window. There's Mitrovic, Wijnaldum, and there's also Mbemba, which Mbemba I have starting in defense. Wijnaldum is actually on the bench. And as you can see, Perez scored again, which you're going to see that a lot in these videos. I like using the rainbow shot like this, and for those of you that are fans of Lionel Messi, probably already know that's one of his trademark things, but I find it really easy to score goals that way in this game.
Oh yes. It's pretty good covering.
And I should also note too that a bunch of players that I have on the field right now for Newcastle, I actually had to create, which right here I kind of had a lapse in defense there, but yeah, like for instance, Hydera there I had to create, and
Knocking it about nicely at
Mitrovic right there, of
times.
course, I had to create. So is Perez. I got Jack Cole back in defensive midfield that I had to create. And there's also Rolando Aarons, which that's another player I'm going to keep my eye on. Another young player for Newcastle that showed glimpses of being good, but he had an injury-plagued season last year. And if he can stay healthy this year, I think he can have a really breakthrough season. I know there's a lot of top teams like Arsenal and that looking at him, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm excited about this new season.
Fine tackle.
I know I just keep on talking and talking, but and while I'm talking, you probably get glimpses of the commentary here. I think the commentary in this game is fantastic.
Chance to finish. Clear chance.
As you see, the Mitrovic spot it gets on the scoreboard here, and this is something I'm looking forward to in real life. I'm hoping that Perez gets some time in there. Hopefully, McLaren will have him partner up with Mitrovic, and hopefully we'll get to see a lot of goals scored. And I'm not going to lie, Southampton's a tough team for Newcastle to play, especially in the season opener, especially since Southampton's pretty much controlled the last couple fixtures. Should I say, they've controlled all the fixtures the past 2 seasons that they played against Newcastle. They've beat them rather hefty, so it's going to be a tough match, but I think with the enthusiasm in that, especially with them Newcastle spending for new players in that, which, look at the beautiful pass here by Mitrovic to Rolando Aarons. But yeah, I feel real good about this. Like, I don't think they're going to have like a fantastic season. I mean, they're still in the process of rebuilding and that, but I think a mid-table finish isn't unreasonable. I don't think they should be down in the relegation places again this year or hovering around it, but I can't help but be positive. I mean, it's like I said in my Steve McLaren video, I get so tired of thinking negatively about this team. I just can't help but think positive.
And they win it back.
See Jack Cole back there with a neat interception there.
Excellent save. Great hands.
And I try to make the kit numbers accurate too. I know Colback used to wear number 14. He did the past season, but he recently changed to number 4. So, of course, kit numbers aren't going to be entirely accurate either, but yeah, I knew, I've actually had this in my mind that I wanted to do this segment on my channel, and I knew if I did, my first video had to have Newcastle on it, so I'm glad I'm able to do this. Which I kind of butchered that shot there, but
Look at him there, he did. Not a lot to aim at, the striker had. They look well organised at the back. No shortage of attacking options here. Off the post, just got the spiders of the
nice. And that was a nice, I'm surprised they didn't actually call offside on that, but hey, I'll take it. As you can see, Perez gets the hat-trick, which, if he has a season like that where he scores goal and that Mitrovic can score goals along with them, then this ought to be a really promising year for Newcastle United. I mean, the potential is there. Perez, I believe, is only like 21 years of age or something like that. Mitrovic is only 20. Rolando Aarons, I believe, is either 19 or 20. These are young players here that have a lot of promise. You see that Perez scored his 4th goal, which is amazing. And on a personal note, the most number of goals I scored by one player in a game was 11, and that was whenever I was playing as Grenoble foot over in France. I have David Trezeguet on that team, and I had him score 11 goals in that game. They ended up winning 12-0. I forget exactly who I played in that game, but yeah, that's my personal highest by any one player. And as you can see, I'm really starting to pull away from Southampton. Of course, that's Mitrovic's 2nd goal. Which I think this guy, if he gets developed correctly, I think this guy's going to be a beast for Newcastle. I know he signed a 5-year deal And if he can stay the entire 5 years and not get sold to a bigger club, then I think he can do wonders for Newcastle in the future.
Claims the ball.
Of course, Shane Ferguson, I mentioned him before. He got loaned out to Millwall earlier today. But 7-0. If only reasonable. I remember the one game specifically. I think it was either back in '95 or '96 when Newcastle beat Manchester United 5-0. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure it was '96 because that was the same year they signed Alan Shearer. So hopefully those days will return if Newcastle play their cards right, or should I say Mike Ashley and Lee Charnley, which is the managing director. And as you can see here, I got right off the bat here in the second half. This usually doesn't happen. Normally, whenever I play, the other team usually gets a shot, and sometimes I give up a goal early on in the second half, but luckily that didn't happen this time around. As you see here, I got this Newcastle team really strong. It really doesn't take much effort to take the ball away from the opposition, which I just made a bad back pass there, but
solid defending.
And not everybody in my Newcastle squad is played for Newcastle one time. I know for example, I have Freddie Adu on this Newcastle team, as well as Carlos Ruiz, Jonathan Spector, and John Brooks, which I had created, but I figured get some Americans and well-known MLS players that I like to know too. I mean, after all, this is fantasy, so it's not going to be legit. And this is my favorite team, so I figured might as well put some of my favorite players in there too. So, of course, Burak with the easy save there.
Just clearing his lines.
I tell you what, he's going to play a key part of Bournemouth when they stay in the Premier League. There's going to have to be solid between their posts for them. Of course, Bournemouth is this is their first ever year in the Premier League. So, and Southampton's starting to become an established side after getting promoted 3 years ago, which that was a terrible shot there. And, as you can see, there's a substitution here. Algero Elia's coming off for Graziano Pelle, which so far in this preseason, he's looking like a very dangerous player. Him and Shane Long. I know they just wrapped up a place in the Europa League not too long ago, so they're going to be... That's what makes this Southampton team going to be very dangerous against Newcastle, so it's definitely not a game to be taken lightly, because of the simple fact that Southampton did clinch European football and that, so... As a matter of fact, the first several fixtures for Newcastle is going to be tough. I know they're going to be playing Swansea right off the bat, as well as Manchester United and also Chelsea and that, but they do get a break. I think they play Watford in either the third or the fourth game this season, but it's really not going to be easy for this team.
Oh, he caught him napping there. He's got a chance here. Threw himself.
Let's see the Jack fullback with a nice rebound there too. I don't know. Opinions seem to be split on him based in the Newcastle fan base. I know there's a bunch of fans that think he's terrific, but there's also ones that think that he's either below average or just average and that. I don't know. I think he did a fair job with the team last year. He definitely plays with a lot of heart, which I do have to commend, since especially the later part of last season, Newcastle just did not have it in them to compete. But fullback along with Daryl Janmaat and Jose Perez, and also Gutierrez, Jonas Gutierrez there, which, as you can see here, FIFA has issues with the offside rule, and that was definitely not offsides, and that's definitely an instance where I got ripped off there, but yeah, hopefully, like I said before, I don't expect Newcastle to have a spectacular season this year, but I definitely do expect them to play with at least a little bit of fight in them, unlike the last couple months or so of last season, where I just got the impression they just wanted the season to get over with and with that attitude, they were lucky not to get relegated last year. Just lucky for them, Hull just happened to be in worse shape than what they were. I don't know, I would have been crushed if they would have got relegated. If they would have got relegated, that would have been the second time in 6 years, and for a club that has the notoriety that Newcastle has over in England, that would have been devastating. And I think that's one of the reasons why Mike Ashley decided to splash the cash. That way you won't have to see Newcastle in that kind of predicament ever again. And hopefully they won't have to be. Hopefully they'll be mid-table at the very least. It would be nice to see them compete for a European spot, but that's a little bit of a lofty goal at this point. But as you can see, Mbemba scored here too. Which, I have to admit right now, I did not make a single substitution in this game. As you see, it's getting close to the end of the game here, getting close to second half stoppage time. I really should have put Wijnaldum in there just to show you guys what he's like, but I have to say, he's one of my lower rated players on this squad since everybody's rated so high in like the 80s and that, but he's actually a pretty solid player too. As you can see, I'm just wasting time here, and Colaccini, he's been named captain of Newcastle for the season opener against Southampton, and I was really hesitant of keeping him in here. I was almost half tempted to put either Jonathan Spector or John Brooks or even Gary Caldwell in there in his place, but I decided not to, but luckily I didn't have to, and I ended up winning this game 10-0, and I'm really excited to keep the clean sheet here. I really wanted to start off this segment with a clean sheet, and especially scoring 10 goals against Southampton and that, so
it's been a pleasure as always.
I figured I'd show you what the match facts look like here. As you can see here, I completely dominated. They didn't even get a shot off on me, and possession, I'm close to 60%, 80% shot accuracy, pretty good. Their passing's 94%, though. They didn't have a whole lot of passes. And as you can see there, pretty much a summary of the game, the subs and goals and all that. And if you toggle with the circle button, you also get to see like goals and bookings, which I don't have any bookings set up. No injuries, I don't have injuries set up either. See, I got 4 assists, Toyote with 1, Perez with 1, and Mitrovic with a couple, but there's the shots on goal there, which, as you can see there, but yeah, I'm really excited that I actually got this started in that, and I'll have another one coming up here soon. I'm still trying to figure out what, because the England leagues have already started, but it takes a little later for like the Spanish leagues and the Italian league and the German league to start up, so but yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm saving my profile here, and but yeah, hopefully those of you that have gotten a chance to watch this are enjoying what you see, and I'll definitely have a lot more on this segment, and I'm really this, and I will see you guys again next time.